Do you have an addiction? Your first thought is probably no. But what can we get addicted to? You're probably thinking of physical addictions, alcohol, heroin, probably lean, gambling. But what about our digital addictions, like our phones, social media, streaming platforms? Because think about it, when was the last time you didn't have your phone on you? You probably can't remember when, because we always carry our phones with us. And you might be thinking, well, physical addictions, like again, alcohol, heroin, aren't as bad as the digital ones, like social media. But that's not true, because with our digital addictions, the availability is endless. And this makes them dangerous, especially when it comes to our mental health. For me personally, I found that my anxiety, my depression, and my self-esteem all went down when I was on social media all the time. So if you want to change, or you want to learn more about our digital addictions, I'm going to explain the reward system in our brain. So our reward system was developed for survivability. I'm going to explain it as a baby. So when you were a baby and you got hungry, your body went under stress. The baby couldn't verbally say, I'm hungry, so the baby cried. And then when the baby got food, the reward system activated, you got a little dopamine, and your brain said, good job, we survived. But a lot of us don't have to worry about surviving anymore. But that reward system is still there. Our reward system does not know between good and bad. So if you were to take heroin, all your brain knows is this is a really good feeling and I want more. So now that you understand a little bit about the reward system, we're going to go into why these digital addictions are so addictive. Again, like I said in the beginning, availability. TikTok has endless amount of content because there's so many creators posting so many things, you'll never run out. Now, companies made smart algorithms to find content that you enjoy. So that makes it more dangerous. You have content that never runs out on top of content that you're never going to be bored of. And then taking it one step further, a lot of creators add multiple stimulus. Take when Andrew Tate had a podcast, people made short clips of it, right? So when Andrew Tate was telling a story about a girl, a picture of a hot girl would show up, right? Then music would play. And then you had all these sound effects. And then you had Subway Surfers on the bottom. So all these stimuli started piling up on top of each other, creating a huge stack of dopamine, of instant gratification that your brain cannot get enough of. And then this is in each one of these videos, 30 to a minute long videos that you can just keep going. So you're watching hundreds and hundreds of videos in a couple hours. And then most of us wonder why we're feeling depressed or life is feeling dull. Because when we actually go outside in the physical world, you only get a couple of those stimulus. I mean, when you're talking to a friend, he's not going to hold up his phone and have a video of Subway Surfers going on in the background so you can actually focus to that conversation. So now you know why these are so addicting. We want to counter it. And we're going to counter it with the proper mindset. So the first and most important mindset to have is to view any addiction as a disease. And I say this because if you were to get cancer, you would not wait to get treated when your cancer was spread all throughout your body, when the cancer was at its worst. You treat it right away once you found out. But we don't do that with our digital addictions because we were never really educated on them. We were never really educated on the risks. So if you know our digital addictions can cause you to have depression, it's going to make you feel dull in life, let's avoid it. So in order to stop my digital addiction, I had to adopt two more mindsets. The first one was that I'm not going to miss anything, and that there's nothing really important on these social media platforms. And what I mean by this is when I was in high school, one of the main reasons why I kept Instagram, I thought that if I delete it and someone sends me a message, that I'd miss out on that our relationship might get affected. So I kept it. And here and there I get, a DM of a meme or just a normal DM. But those were few and far between, and they weren't even really that important anyway. Important messages came from text. So, I would constantly check, oh, did I get messages today? No. Okay. But since I was already on the app, I was just one click away from that endless content that I enjoyed. All those shorts. And then I would be stuck for 2 hours scrolling. And it took a while for me to realize that there's nothing important. And once I realized that, I was able to get rid of it, no problem. Another mindset I had to adopt is that you don't need these social media platforms to stay connected with your friends. At the time, high school ended, everyone's going out to college, and so I thought that I need to stay in contact with them. So obviously my digital addiction was Instagram, so I kept Instagram. And I ended up finding out that my college had trimesters, so we started in October. But everybody else started in August, right? So I didn't stay in contact with these people through DMs. That was text messages. But I kind of did with their post. So school started in August for them, and I'm seeing multiple posts of people going to all these parties, people making all these new friends, having fun. And then I look at myself and I'm just at home and going to the gym waiting to start for the next couple of months. So how do you think I felt? I didn't have the right mindset towards this, and my mental health suffered for it. I felt like I was missing out on an opportunity. I felt like my life was dull because I'm comparing my life to all these people that, I hardly really talk to. Because these old friends I wanted to stay connected with were kind of just acquaintances from high school. Like, I wasn't really deeply connected with them. And the friends that I was deeply connected with, again, we messaged each other over text. We didn't use these social media platforms to connect, to say, okay, let's go to the gym. And so once I realized that this was a bad cycle that was negatively affecting my mindset, and once I realized that I don't need these social media platforms to stay connected with my true friends, again, I was able to get rid of it just like that. Because I made these two excuses not to wait for that important message, not to stay connected with those friends, but to just get on the app to scroll. So I want to ask you this last question. Now that you know the reward system in our brain, why they're so addicting, and side effects to these digital social media addictions, is it worth keeping them, knowing the risk that your mental health could be drastically affected?